Hey, what's up, fam? My YouTube family, what's happening? I'm back, it's Be Real. This time, it's going to be a recap of the fight last night. Now, as we know, that Jake Paul won the fight by a great knockout, I think in the sixth round. Now, this is what I'm hearing. I get to watch the fight for the first time this morning. And all I can say is, wow. Wow. Y'all hear me? Now, I'm going to go ahead, get through this fight, and then I will give you my opinion at the end of the fight. Wait. God. Man, I just had the thing. Okay, here we go. This is round one. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, I'm gonna have to look at it this way, and I'm gonna talk to you guys off screen. But from what I'm seeing right here in the first round, that Tyron Woodley, he doesn't look like that he is really in great shape. Not to me anyway. That's my personal opinion, right? And he looks a little lazy actually. Doesn't look like he's pretty sharp. His guard is up. He's trying to pour out a couple of jabs, but he's a shorter guy, so he needs to be moving his head more. Okay, he got a couple of body shots in. You guys can see this, but Woodley just doesn't look like he's in the greatest shape. Even though this fight was actually kind of a last minute for him, and you know, that's fine for a fighter who likes to stay in shape, and we know that he is a MMA fighter. I'll say MMM. So he is a mixed martial arts artist, right? And Jake Paul is a newcomer when it comes to boxing. And to be honest with you, he's definitely shown a lot of heart. That's one thing I'm going to give him for now, and at the end of this fight, I will give you my personal opinion that a lot of you don't give a dag nabbit about. But I'm going to give it anyway because it's my show. You know? All right, so Woodley is getting information from his corner. I don't know exactly what they're telling him. I'll check out the fight after I do this commentary thing. And here we go. It looks like we're going into the second round. All right, so it looks like it's starting off with Woodley. He's not even actually trying to back him up right now. I don't know if that's actually trying to set Paul up, but Woodley seemed like he's waiting for Paul to do something so he can react to it. That's what it looks like, and his head is not moving enough. So it looks like Jake Paul is actually, and I do want to add that Jake Paul has a nasty hook. Now, he's been knocking guys out in his practice and sparring with that nasty hook of his. And as you guys can see, that Jake Paul is a lot bigger. I don't get the weights. It ran by real quick, but he's a big guy. He's not a little fella. So he is now, Woodley is actually just thinking of tying him up. That's what it looks like to me. Woodley doesn't seem like he's actually on the hunt to hurt him or to beat him up or anything. All right, so here's Woodley. Woodley is not a straight out trained boxer. So of course there's some things that he has to work on as a boxer to be to get a lot better. So, you know, both of them basically in the boxing business are somewhat equal, but I would give Jake Paul the edge on knowledge of boxing because that's all he's been doing. He started out, you know, not too long ago, and he's just been all about boxing. It wasn't mixed martial arts. So he's been kind of picking up a lot of training in boxing. So here he is. And Woodley is basically, you know, I don't know what Woodley's plan is in this fight right here. I know he wanted to get the rematch, He got the rematch. I guess he had to do some stupid little tattoo. You know, Jake Paul's kind of childish, so, you know, it shouldn't even have been all that. But anyway, Jake Paul is working his jab somewhat. He's kind of pawing the jab. So what I would be telling Jake Paul right now, one thing I would tell him is just keep pumping that left jab. Now, as you can see, that he's standing there, and there's a lot of space in between the two of them, you know. So for a tall guy to be boxing a short fella like that, what he's gonna have to do is use that jab. Let me put my glasses on because I'm looking at my screen right here, and I can see it better. So right now, as you guys can see, that a couple of exchanges are happening, but Jake Paul is not using that left jab enough. He's trying to rely on that hook. All right. Now, which is a great punch for him. That is a go-to punch for Jake Paul because of his size and the power and the length that he has. He can actually hurt people very good. You know, there was another fighter, Tommy the Duke Morrison. He had a nasty hook. I mean, his hook was dropping all kind of guys until he ran across the right guy. You know, and that's what's going to happen with our man Jake. But I'm giving him credit for having a lot of heart. Now look at Woodley right now. Woodley should have been doing a lot of short punches in there because that's Woodley's range. His range is to be close to a tall guy, and when he gets there, he's got to be leveling off these punches with some, you know, he has to be grounded and be ready to throw some pretty significant punches that big man is going to feel. Doesn't always have to be headshots. And he's right there, crouch a little bit, slip, and then try to hit the body. That's what he needs to be working on with Jake Paul. But apparently, he is not doing that. So we going into what, the third round now? Okay, you see Woodley trying some desperate shots because, you know, see now look, Jake Paul is actually finding his range. He's finding his range with that right hand. And he actually put a little oomph on it, but it just missed, right? It's just a matter of time when a big man is really trying to put something on you. And he's trying to use the basic 1-2. The basic 1-2 is a go-to punch. But of course, you got to back it up with other punches so you don't get counterpunched. But now here it is. Here it is that Woodley got a good shot at the temple right there. It was a good headshot. And, all right, now that's that overhand I'm talking about. If you just saw that, Jake Paul threw that overhand and it clipped Woodley. But that's where he's starting to find that punch. He's trying to find that punch, and Woodley felt that power. So now he's not coming forward as aggressive in this round. Jab. You see the single jab that Jake is throwing? Here's what Jake needs to be throwing more punches right here. This is what I'm always telling the taller guy. Always got to be jabbing right in here. Right there. Right there. This is the moment. And if he's not, see then, now right now they're just looking at each other, trying to size each other up still and see who can get in. All right, so they get close. Tyron Woodley is trying to go into his little wrestling, get behind you thing when they get close. Okay, so now it looked like Jake Paul got a scar on his forehead. All right, now that's him coming in a little bit too much. And Woodley has his guard up. He probably smashed into his elbow, or I don't think it was a headbutt. But anyway, now here's Jake moving back and forth. That's good, but he should be jabbing when he's doing this. This is the part right here. He covers up good when he's attacked. That's one thing you can see. Now I'm looking at the growth of this guy. The growth in boxing for him, man. Too much reverb. All right, let's drop that down. The growth in his boxing ability, you know. You can see it. His guard is up. But see, now he should be actually either tying Woodley up right here or just hitting that body. He got that free hand. His right hand should have been drilling his rib cage. He steps back good, but he's not jabbing. As soon as he do that little step back, that jab should be coming right along with it. He should be able to jab stepping back and stepping forward with them long arms right here. This is where the coaches got to get him to start jabbing more right here. This is where the jabs have to happen for the tall man. Can't be little lazy jabs either. He's got to be popping jabs. They got to pop. They don't have to hurt, but they got to be in the man's face. Anytime somebody getting something flicked in their face, they have a tendency of shying away from it, trying to avoid it. Not they don't want to get hit in the face at all. Nobody wants to get hit in the face. So therefore, if you just just slapping, I mean not slapping, but just shooting a quick jab. It don't have to be power, but it has to be some speed behind it. That gives you enough time to touch him, and when he counter punches, be ready for a counter punch of your own. So here it is. Jake Paul is actually doing a great job so far. And what's that? That was the third or fourth round or whatever. And I think he got a pretty decent coach. His coach has brought him along. He looks like a boxer. Okay, he doesn't look like a defined boxer, but he looks like he knows the sport now. So, round 4. Okay, this is round 4 right here. All right, now here we go. Right? Let me just get into this right here, man. Round 4. Okay, he starts off with a couple of hooks. Right here should be jabbing. He's reaching too far right now. All right, instead of taking that half step forward, he's reaching. He's trying to stay out of Woodley's range. But with that long jab, he can always get Woodley to start coming in. Look at Woodley's hands up. His hands is up, and it's not even guarding his body. He is not a defined boxer at all. Woodley. He's not a defined boxer at all. Jake Paul has definitely defined his boxing more in the past couple of years. So here he is. See, right there. Now they're tied up. They're tied up. Woodley's trying to get the little baby shots in. Okay, trying to get whatever he can get for points. Okay. Now why is Woodley turning his back when they break? That's a mistake. I would go after him right at that moment. Soon as he turns his back and the referee, soon as he gets to turn back around, I'm gonna be right there trying to pop him. I'm trying to hit him with something. All right. Now Jake just did a little combination left, right, left, right. Right here, Jake. Yeah. Jake jabs with his head down and leans in instead of just popping the jab. He's got to pop the jab. You can't just push. Don't push the jab out. All right. This is what's going to make him a lot better, and he's going to learn this over time. All right. Right here, jab. Man is coming in, so you should go ahead and be popping that left jab. Right here. You see how he pushes and come in like that? He push and come in. All right? That's something his coach has to work on him with. He can't do that because somebody's going to slip that and come up with a nice uppercut and catch him with his head down. Right? Now, if they want to keep this streak going for him, they have to define those small mistakes. They got to fix them. All right, all these little shots right here, they count for points. They're not really doing any damage. All right? Jake Paul, he likes to get busted up, I think. I think he likes the blood, like Madden. You remember Madden, the football coach, once football player? He loved that gritty and dirty and bloody type stuff. That's this guy. He likes that stuff. You know? All right, so they're just walking each other around. Woodley's trying to press him up against the rope. All right, referee had to come in and break him up. Woodley tried a right hand, came back close again. Woodley should be firing off a couple of combinations if he could real quick. Remember how Mike Tyson used to do when he got close? You got to try to. All right, now there's the overhand, but he dropped his head and swung the overhand, so it went over Tyron Woodley's head. All right, referee breaking him up again. Now Woodley tried his own overhand. Oh, it was somewhat of a hook overhand type thing. All right, he missed that. Okay, now that's the end of the 4th round. Right? Now, okay. That's them guys in the corner. Now, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, he kind of picked him up and dropped him, huh? Hey, look at him lifting him up. Now he trying to show his strength right here. Now Woodley, I think I lost a little something for him. And especially in the boxing division. Now I know in the octagon that he would tear up Jake Paul. I get that. That's what he does. But in the boxing world, Woodley, he doesn't have it yet. Give him more time in the ring. I think he can get it better. But can he beat Paul right now? I don't think so, because this fight right here is proving to Paul that even if they try to run it back a third time, that the same result might happen, because now he's sure of how to deliver that overhand. And Woodley, if he doesn't change his style in boxing, it's going to be this same scenario with tall guys, or probably with any guy, any guy who is a good boxer. So here's what Paul is just standing there. He should be jabbing right now. You see how he's trying to walk him down with little half steps. All right, a couple body shots up tight. They're tied up right now, but the hands are not completely tied up. What's going on here? Okay, here's where, okay, they did a couple of exchanges, as you guys can see. All right, now Woodley is holding. He's doing most of the holding right there. Okay, that's where he gets these scars on his head. When Woodley is coming in and he do that little lazy jab and they come together. When they come together like that, Jake's head is getting battered by Woodley's head. He got a couple of knots on his forehead. All right. Another thing they're gonna have to get on Jake about is to get him to start angling when somebody's coming in on him like that. He's got to learn how to turn. Right here. See, he's not, instead of just trying to meet him as he's coming in, and you're not throwing no punches. Instead of doing that, when he's coming in, try to step to the side. Step to the side, and when you step, be ready to throw something. All right, he got a couple of fakes in there. All right, now here's Woodley trying to tie him up once again, leaning on him. Okay, Woodley's trying to do every little thing to actually, be on top in this fight. All right, so, okay, here's where Jake, see, I got the underdog right now. The true boxer is Jake at this point. Okay? And Woodley's doing a lot of holding, I think. Now here's turned his back completely right there. I would have been like right there waiting for him to turn back around. Now he's trying to lift him again. See? He's trying to lift him up again when they got tight. Alright. Guards up. Referee's giving him a couple of warnings. And okay. See that lazy reach? That lazy reach could have cost him if Woodley was in better shape or a better boxer. Him leaning in with that sloppy jab to the body could have cost him. Right there. Now, Woodley just delivered a nice left hook to the head. Now, Jake got to get that back. Here's what Jake should be jabbing right here. Jab, jab. All right. Now, okay. Now, who initiated that hug was Jake. All right. So, now, right here, Jake. Jab. Jake is getting a little fatigued, just a little bit. They both are, actually. Believe it or not, boxing will get you fatigued after about 3 minutes. Yeah, it depends on how much energy you're putting out. And if you are not, got your cardio, if you don't have your cardio up. All right, now check that out. You see that exchange? See the head coming in? Now, Jake Paul, that should never really happen to Jake Paul. Instead of that head clashing like that, Jake Paul should have took a half step back. See the slow motion? All right. Woodley got a grazed uppercut in there. Okay. Now they can't. All right. So they're moving. All right. So, Woodley's guard is not the greatest guard, because when he holds his guard up, he's got his body exposed, and those are great body shots to really get off on him. And especially if you're tall like Jake. Jake should be able to touch his body more than he's doing right now. Now his coach got to get him to start angling, cut on angles. And once he's starting to get them angles together, you're going to see a way better boxer in Jake Paul. And I don't even like Jake Paul, man, but I got to give him his respect right now. All right, so Jake Paul, right here. Don't waste time with this right here. All that bouncing around, don't bounce. There's no bouncing. You don't need to bounce. Jab right here. All this is wasted time. This is something where Jake can improve. He's got a lot of potential, but the coaches got to make him do more at those moments with that jab. If he is not going to use that jab, when he gets to a really good boxer, he's going to have trouble. And real trouble. More trouble than he's having from this guy. All right. Little pity pats. Everybody pity patting up close. Pity pat. Yeah. All right. Anyway. So here we go. All right. kind of lazy. They're a little fatigued. It's starting to show a little bit. Both of them, actually. Now, here's what Jake, jab. Jab right in here. Jab, Jake. Jab. Right there, baby. Jab. You see, this is where you can... I think I got too much reverb. I'm trying to tap that down. All right, so here they go up close. Tyron Woodley is just leaning on. They lean on each other, actually. They're starting to feel that fatigue. Now you got to fight past the fatigue level. See that? See that drop in he's got? That's going to hurt him with a real boxer. He's going to get hurt doing that. His coach should be getting on him about that instead of praising him about this victory. Which, yes, you get the praise for it because you did it. Look, right here. This is where he should turn out. Before they actually came in to clinch each other, Jake Paul should have turned out. Now, here we are. Just looking at each other. There it is. So he came in with a good 1-2. That was a good 1-2 by Jake. All right. And Woodley, there it is. There it is. Did you see that thing? I think Jake Paul realized that dude was waiting for another type shot, and he came over with that overhand. It looked like an overhand. It looked like an overhand right. And Jake Paul is good at that. He's been practicing this crap, man. That's that punch he's been knocking those guys out in the ring. What was that, the 5th round? 5th or 6th round? I don't know. Got so excited, I don't know. All right, so Jake Paul did that thing, man. That's it. Quick fight. Right? That's the way it went down, y'all. Let me see if I can pause this. Just want to talk to y'all for a minute. Now, like I said I would do is at the end of the fight, you know, this is my first time seeing it. This fight was last night. This was last night. I don't even have my lights and stuff, so I'm going to just go ahead and talk to y'all in the dark. But Jake Paul, good job. Good job, Jake. You know, also what I want to say about Jake is I have not been giving him respect as a boxer. No, I have not. I haven't been giving him respect as a boxer because I didn't like the fact that he came in disrespecting fighters that's already been around. Now, I get it where he's trying to, he is actually going after a lot of, I want to get my lights set up here, you know. He's going after a lot of the MMA guys in the boxing world. But when he finally gets his real test with literal boxers, people who have been in this ring and been doing a good amateur career and then doing pros, and you know, it doesn't matter if they lost or if they won or whatever, but when he gets a real boxer, okay, that's gonna make the difference in his ability in the boxing world. He's gonna learn from actually dealing with some guys who have been boxing mainly. That's the main sport that they're doing. So Woodley, great effort until you made that fatal mistake, and that was drop thinking that the guy, your guard was already up. If y'all can see, his guard was up, but when he saw Jake cranking and was getting ready to deliver the punch, for some reason he brought the guard down as if he was trying to protect his body. And as soon as he did that, the punch came up to the top and cleaned his clock. Cleaned his clock. And the way he fell down, oh my goodness, man, like a piece of wood, man. He just went, Woodley fell like a piece of wood. He got chopped down. Boop! Fell just like that. His hands were down by his side. I'm glad he's not hurt real bad. You know, he got up and he was able to talk at the press conference at the end. Don't feel sorry for him. He's a fighter. He said he wants to continue to fight as a boxer. So go for it, Woodley. But my man Jake, though, I got to give him credit as a boxer now. I can't keep saying he is not legitimate. He is a legitimate boxer. Yeah, it's been a few years. He hasn't been in the sport a long time, but he is a boxer. He may not have had amateur background, but he is a boxer. And it shows with what he's been doing. Now that's good for him. Like I said, I don't even like the guy, but I have to respect this man. I have to respect him, regardless of all his childish antics and all that nonsense. I gotta respect him in the ring with guys that are almost equal as he. Right? So there's more tests to come for him, and I guess when he does go against a real boxer, I'm probably gonna be in his corner only because he'll be the underdog at that time, and I pretty much champion the underdogs. And if he can keep this up and actually define his box and his brother, well, his brother, these are big guys. They're not little people. You know, they have some meat on them and muscle on them. So all you guys who are about to call him out, call these two guys out, y'all better be training like you're getting ready to fight somebody who's been in the boxing world a minute. And stop thinking just because they're YouTube guys that they can't convert into boxing, which they're proving to the world right now that that's what they have done. Bump all the YouTube followers and all the Jake Paul lovers, and bump all of that. Look at the sport. The guys have learned how to box. They learned how to box. That's it. Anybody can learn how to box. If you put the dedication that these guys are putting into it, even you can learn how to box. Boxing is a great way to stay in shape. And for the most part, it's a great way of defense for a lot of people. That's why I think I still do it. I still, mess around, try to stay in shape. But Jake Paul, great job. I have to give him credit. And all of you out there who watch this Woodley fight, who don't like Jake Paul, stop hating on the man. Give him the credit that's due. He's a boxer. Bottom line. Yo, I'm out. That was a quick one. Why? Well, Woodley made an awful mistake, and Jake Paul capitalized on that mistake and laid Woodley out. I mean, laid him sleeping with a pillow. Just had to cover him up with a blanket. Woodley was sleeping, snoring, man. No. I think he forgot he was there. That's the punch that Jake Paul put on him. Thought he was back home in his bed. Anyway, I'm out. Great fight, Jake Paul. Good effort, Woodley. Sorry to be joking on you like that, bro, but you made a horrible mistake, man, and you got to tune up better than that if you're going to be boxing guys that are taller than you and who have been in the boxing business longer than you. Not in the fight business, but in the boxing business. So both of these guys got to tighten up. But the great credit goes to Jake Paul. The man, Jake Paul, knocked out Woodley last night. In fabulous style. Treat people like you want to be treated. It'll come back round because it has for me. One love, y'all.